Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to learn about a couple of new Linux commands, and that includes the Nano, which is kind of an editor that you can use in order to view the contents of the files and change them, write those changes and stuff. And we will actually use this a lot during the course, so let me show you what I mean. Right now, I'm inside of root folder. Okay, I'm gonna cd ... and go into the Kali. Okay. So remember, we can go into the Kali and we can go into the documents and we can even create any file over here with the root, right? So for example, I did that before, right? Touch notes.txt. We did that before like a couple of lectures ago, right? So you know the root can actually create any file inside of any user's folder. Right now, I have created notes.txt. Let's assume that I want to go inside of that notes.txt and write some notes. Of course, I can download any editor using apt, like the package manager, like we have learned before, like apt install this editor, apt install that editor, and it would work. But it comes to that, when you know how to work with Nano, you can do that in Kali Linux, you can do that in servers, you can do that in Ubuntu and everything like that. So first of all, let me show you the cat command. So cat like in a cat. So if you write this cat notes.txt, it actually reads the content of the notes, okay, content of that file, and show it to us. Since we don't have anything, it doesn't show up anything. Right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and nano this. Nano notes.txt. So Nano is a text editor in which you can change the content of a file, read the content of a file, and write some codes, write some comments, whatever you want. For example, if you write test, you can see the available commands inside of the Nano over here. For example, you can write out the changes with Control O. Okay, you can cut the changes with Control K, paste the changes with Control U. So it's a little bit different than what you used to do actually, not Control X or Control C and V. But it's not that hard. You can see all the shortcuts over here, right? For example, I have written this test. If I want, I can do Control O, Enter, Control O, and Enter in order to save this, and Control X to get out of it. Right now, if I do cat notes.txt, here you go. Those lines have been saved inside of the notes.txt, and I can read it by cat command. So nano and cat. So keep that in mind. You can use nano and cat, and we will use them a lot during the lectures, as I said before. So let me exit out of this one. Let me open the Kali and I'm gonna show you something. So I'm just gonna go into the documents. Okay, so I'm inside of my Kali user. Here you go, notes.txt. And if I nano notes.txt, let's see what happens. It says that file notes.txt is unwritable, which means that I don't have the permission of writing this inside of Kali user. So this is one of the difference between the Kali and root. So even if I write something and even if I try to do Control O and Enter, it won't work. As you can see, it doesn't work. So I don't have the permission. This is not related to Nano, since I don't have the permission to do that. By the way, I believe we have to say no to get out of this one. But I have the permission to read notes.txt. As you can see, if I do cat notes.txt, I can see all the tests. But if I do sudo su, and I can go to the nano test.txt and I can just change it in a way that I want. And I can just do Control O and Control X to save it. Okay, Control O, Enter, Control X to get out of this one. And if you see me use LeafPad during the lectures, during the course, you can use LeafPad or Nano as well. And there is also something called Vim. Of course, this is a good editor as well, but it is very hard to use if you're a beginner. So I wouldn't suggest you use it. You can go with Nano. okay, and you can go with LeafPad or anything like that, but Nano is simple, Nano is efficient, and you can use it across the Linux distributions as well. It's almost available in every one of them. So let's stop here and continue with the next one.